Early morning in the village of Albero, soft sunlight spreads across the white stone rooftops. Down in the fields, the soil is still scarred, wild boar tracks imprinted deep, furrows torn apart from the night before. If no timely action is taken, this entire crop might be lost. The distant thrum of a helicopter cuts through the thin morning mist, rotor blades slicing the cold dawn air. From above, we scan the familiar fields below, ready for today's mission. When the helicopter arrives, peace begins to return to the crops, to people's sleep, and to an Albero no longer disturbed at night. Join us on this journey. As the sun rises, we ride the wind toward the meadows where the ground still bears animal tracks. Moments later, the first wild boar bursts out, lumbering along an old path, panicked by the chopping sound of rotor blades swirling overhead. I focus on keeping the altitude steady, maneuvering the helicopter precisely along its calculated flight path. John grips his weapon, calm, sharp, locked in. His eyes track every move. Boom. Not a single miscalculation. The beast is swiftly brought under control by John's razor-sharp shot. Our team works like a perfectly tuned machine moving in sync. We're not here to chase for sport, but to protect the harvest, to restore peace for the farmers. We continue the aerial pursuit. Light rain drizzles down, the cockpit glass fogged with moisture, but the target is clear. A herd of wild boars ravaging freshly sown fields. I hold the controls steady, adjusting altitude to give John the perfect angle. The moment has come. John locks his aim, squeezes the trigger. A burst of rounds streaks out, cold, precise. One by one, targets drop where they stand, leaving the field safe once again. What do you think of this wordless coordination between us? Leave a comment below if you could feel the pulse of this hunt too. We head toward a field near the forest edge where sunlight filters softly through the clouds. Suddenly, a dark boar appears, head down, rooting in the soil. John needs no reminder. His barrel lifts, eyes locked. The air holds its breath. One shot, clean, precise. Another target neutralized. The crops are safe again, and by morning, no new tracks will scar this field. By noon, the harsh light makes the sights flare. We lower altitude, keeping the chopper steady to ensure the firing path remains clear. Aerial pursuit at this level demands absolute focus and a flawless finish. That's what you just witnessed from a seasoned hunter's steady hand. And it didn't stop there. 2 more targets were swiftly and decisively taken down by John, a veteran marksman whose experience speaks in every pull of the trigger. In just minutes, the entire herd was under control. The crop secured, farmers reassured. By afternoon, the sun eases off, but our mission isn't over. Another herd approaches newly planted fields to the west. Ammunition is running low, but with John's marksmanship, confidence remains high. Mark reviews the thermal map, recalculates distance and wind. I hold the helicopter low, widening our field of view. 3 shots, 3 down, but a few sprint away at nearly 40 kilometers H, far off, forcing bullets off course. Dust clouds blur visibility, making it tough to lock them down. We give chase immediately. We cannot allow the herd to wreak havoc again. Peace is restored only after we confirm no fresh tracks remain. Dusk approaches, the sun setting behind the trees. We decide to deal with the last roaming herd swiftly before returning home. Every shot from above tears through the air, landing with pre-planned accuracy. None escape. Every move accounted for, no second attempts needed. The helicopter glides over the village rooftops as night falls, shadows stretching across tiles and fields. We end the day's work with quiet satisfaction. Today's success came not from individual skill alone, but from teamwork, planning, the right equipment, hunters' discipline, and the trust of the farmers. And so, today's hunt in Albero comes to a close. Which moment impressed you most? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you won't miss the next episode. See you from above in the next hunt. I never thought I would one day be holding a gun, soaring through the air in a helicopter, chasing giant wild hogs across the vast plains of Texas. And yet, what seemed like an impossible task has become a reality. This has to do with Randy, a college friend of mine. He lives in Texas and was planning a daring wild boar hunt. Wild boars are invasive, reproduce rapidly, destroy crops, attack livestock, and can even be dangerous to humans. So, ranchers have taken a drastic approach to controlling them, hunting them from helicopters. Before boarding the helicopter, I had to attend a 2-hour training session accompanied by Randy and Mike, an experienced hunter, and also our trainer. All right, here we go. Clear! The helicopter quickly rose above the wild grasslands and sparse forests. I observed a herd of wild boars running away because the sound of the helicopter was too loud. When we were at a certain height, Mike signaled us to take aim. The noise of the helicopter drove the wild boars out of their hiding places. We were in charge of destroying them from the air. The sound of the explosion, mixed with the noise of the helicopter, caused a series of wild boars to fall. realized that wild boars do not always stay still on the ground. They run fast, turn unexpectedly, and are very good at hiding in the bushes. Shooting from the air, while it may seem cool, is actually extremely difficult. That in the vast grasslands, hunting wild boars would be easier because our vision was also clear. As long as we aimed accurately, we could kill many wild boars at once. When large herds of wild boars are seen, the helicopter will slow down, giving us an opportunity to shoot them down. Hunting wild boar by helicopter is unlike any other hunt. The helicopter must stay high enough to be safe, but low enough to shoot accurately. The pilot and shooter must work as a team, because one misstep can give the wild boar a chance to escape. No matter how fast the wild boar is, it cannot escape the sweep from the helicopter. With the naked eye, you can see dozens of wild boars lying on the field as the helicopter moves over. There are herds of pigs that are completely destroyed. Not a single one can escape. Many of you may think that the helicopter sweep of feral pigs is cruel, but it would be even crueler if we did not act, because acres of Texas farmers' crops have been destroyed by these feral pigs. If left unchecked, there could be more feral pigs than eager to escape. You see, hunting wild boar with a helicopter is much more efficient than traditional hunting methods. Since the helicopter covers a large area, it also drives wild boars out of their hiding places. The more wild boars that appear, the more wild boars we kill. Not only operating on the field, the helicopter also covered a large plateau surrounding the field. Although there were many bushes, the wild boars still had a hard time escaping the pursuit. Over the course of 2 hours, Mike and Randy and I took out dozens of wild pigs. Some were taken down instantly, others required several shots. At times, entire herds were so deeply hidden in the brush that we had to circle them several times to force them out. All the wild boars that were shot down were very large in size. Presumably, they were the lead pigs involved in the farm destruction. Helicopter wild boar usually lasts only 2 hours to ensure the health of the hunters. After landing, we'll inventory the spoils. Some will be given to local families. Some will be taken to slaughterhouses for meat processing. Our dramatic journey of hunting pigs from the sky has ended. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel to watch more videos. Georgia Valley, an arid land where thorny bushes grow densely under the scorching sun, is now under siege. Wild hogs, ferocious beasts with razor-sharp tusks and cunning minds, have turned this place into their territory. They dig up the land, destroy crops, leaving behind desolate trails of dust and rock. The wild hogs' relentless destruction has spread throughout the region, drawing hunting teams from all over to this valley. Vehicles are rolling in, fully equipped with firearms, ready for the battle to reclaim this land from these beasts. In Georgia, wild hogs don't just go in groups, they possess razor-sharp tusks and cunning intelligence, spreading chaos across the arid valley. Each year, these wild hogs cause millions of dollars in damages, turning farmers' dreams into nightmares. Trees are uprooted and water sources are contaminated by the muddy paths they create. Their destruction isn't just an economic burden, it's a fight for survival, forcing hunting teams to step in and protect this land. Just as I was moving around to locate the wild boars, the herd suddenly appeared. They ran up onto the road. I quickly raised my gun and pulled the trigger. The first shot rang out. One boar was taken down, but the others scattered in all directions. What a shame I was out there alone. A gunshot echoed from another location the moment another hunter spotted his target. Oh no, a miss shot. In a valley filled with dense thorny bushes, it's incredibly hard to pinpoint the exact direction the wild boars are running. What a pity to let them get away. But it just goes to show how fast these creatures really are. Next time, I'll make sure to aim more precisely. Our new stop was amidst a thicket of thorny bushes. The wind howled through, rustling the shrubs and swaying the branches, as if foreshadowing an approaching storm. Hidden beneath the dense canopy, the wild boars, cunning beasts of the forest, lay in wait. But we would not allow these monsters any chance to escape. The hunting dogs had locked onto the target and barked furiously. My teammate spotted the wild boar's hiding place. He raised his rifle and took careful aim, leaving no chance for the prey to escape. The gunshot rang out, and the boar dropped instantly. The echoes of gunfire rolled across the valley as more wild boars were taken down, one by one, with ruthless precision. The hunt was growing more intense. Only the fastest, strongest, and luckiest could hope to survive. But now, luck is no longer on the side of these wild boars. Next, we moved to higher ground with a wide view of the valley to get good firing angles. As soon as I spotted a target running alone among the bushes, I seized the opportunity, pulled the trigger, and the wild hog instantly. The hunting dogs diligently continued their work, sniffing out and locating the wild hog's hiding spots. Charlie's, my teammate, swiftly raised his rifle, took precise aim at the prey, and then an ear-splitting shot rang out. The prey could no longer. Here it is. Another wild hog is darting through the bushes. They're incredibly fast. I was already in position, ready to pull the trigger. After accurately determining the prey's path, the shot rang out. But they were too quick. Then another shot echoed. This time it couldn't escape. After completing the hunt in the high visibility area, we moved through the dense bushes where long-range visibility was obscured. The thick, intertwined bushes combined with the rugged landscape created countless escape routes for them. The continuous barking of the dogs rang out, and simultaneously, I raised my rifle, aimed towards the sound of their barks. The shot echoed. I quickly followed the dogs' barks to the wild hog's location. Moments later, the hog's bulky body was still twitching in the bushes, about to heave itself up. Another shot rang out, and it lay motionless there, unable to escape. The golden light of sunset had fallen. In the quiet air, we patiently followed the tracks, still searching for our prey. The hounds barked fiercely. Gunshots rang out in rapid succession. The hunt was more intense and challenging than ever. After a fierce battle, the wild boars were finally taken down, but the scars of their destruction remained etched into the dry soil of Georgia. Fields torn apart, crops devastated, and the livelihoods of many threatened. Without strong control measures, these cunning beasts will continue to multiply and wreak havoc. This battle is... Hit like, share, and subscribe to follow the next intense chapters of this wild boar hunt.
After a long absence after the campaigns controlled the population, wild boars seem to have retreated from residential areas, no longer causing serious damage as before. However, recently, the traces have begun to reappear. Trampled marks on the fields, plowed land, all show a worrying reality. If no action is taken, they could multiply rapidly and become a bigger threat than ever. Before the situation gets out of control, we need to deploy immediate preventive measures. We quickly planned the trip, assembled a team with all the necessary equipment. Following the newly appeared traces, we moved to an area with towering rocky mountains, densely interwoven with trees. All of this shows that this could be an ideal shelter for wild boars, especially those with giant size and formidable survival instincts. To increase the chances of success, the team cannot lack the presence of well-trained hunting dogs. With a sharp sense of smell and strong hunting instincts, they quickly detected the traces and began to chase. The barking rang out in succession, signaling that the prey had been cornered. The decisive moment had come. As soon as the wild boar rushed out, we quickly opened fire. The bullet hit the vital spot and it collapsed to the ground. The first target had just been taken down, but before we could enjoy the victory, the hound started to bark again. Another wild boar was running away, weaving through the rugged terrain. We immediately finally got into position, adjusted our posture, and aimed carefully. When the prey was just within range, we pulled the trigger decisively. But this wild boar was not easy to take down. It reacted extremely quickly, constantly changing direction, trying to escape the rain of bullets. However, with reasonable tactics and top-notch shooting ability, we persistently adjusted each shot. From the top of the mountain, while observing, suddenly, a black shadow suddenly rushed past us. It was a wild boar running away, just inches away from the target. This was the moment, a decisive pull of the trigger. The bullet flew at a terrifying speed, pinning the wild boar straight. The target was completely defeated. Continuing to follow the trail, we moved to a nearby hill. The terrain here was no longer as rugged as before, allowing us to easily pursue, observe, and approach the target more effectively. A wild boar rushed across the open ground. It seemed to have no idea that we had set up an ambush here. It took the third shot to bring the boar down. Another target down, another record, a surge of excitement. The thrill of the trip shows no signs of abating. We are scanning the trails and slopes where the boars might be hiding. The atmosphere is tense. All senses are on high alert, ready for any encounter. Occasionally, a gunshot rings out in the quiet mountains, signaling that another boar has been taken down. Overcoming the hills, we continued to follow the trail of the wild boars, going deep into a dense forest. The dense canopy and dense bushes created perfect conditions for them to hide and escape. However, with extensive experience and the support of the hunting dogs, we did not let any of them easily disappear from sight. The wild boars ran in all directions, but the encirclement became tighter and tighter. Shots rang out continuously, breaking the silence of the forest. After a dramatic chase and continuous accurate shots, the wild boars fell one by one. Finally, after many efforts, 5 targets were taken down. It is soon afternoon, signaling the end of the day. But the hunt is not over yet. We spent most of our last few minutes trying to find and take down as many boars as possible before returning. From a vantage point, when the wild boars appeared in sight, each shot rang out crisply. Fast and decisive, leaving the wild boars no time to react. The hunt lasted until evening. Looking back at the spoils, we were all very satisfied. A dramatic day of hunting had ended, marking a campaign that was more successful than expected. Did you feel excited about today's trip? Leave your comments in the comment section and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to watch more dramatic hunts.